Alright guys, so it is time to announce the giveaway just before we get into this episode, and I'm going to do this very quickly because I am so short of time. I haven't been able to put together a quick clip of spin the wheel or anything, but I do have everyone's name here, just scrolling through the comments, and what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to be scrolling up and down like mad. I am going to go all the way to the top, so don't worry, it could still end up there. And I am just going to basically pick whoever my cursor lands on. Now, I just want to point out as well, something I forgot to mention, that entering into this giveaway is obviously going to require you to be on PC. I am a PC player, and you can only trade on the same platform as you are playing on. So if you happen to get picked and, you know, you're not on PC, then I'm sorry. You know, maybe we could do something else. You can hit me up in game, and I can still do a bit of gameplay with you, but you won't be able to receive the Energize. But yeah, it'll have to be a PC player only to receive this. So I am just going to go up and down still. I'm still scrolling. It is going to land on Saint Shy. So I'll put the name up on the screen. So Saint Shy, you have won the Arcane Energize. Congratulations. I'll put your name up on the screen, like I said, just to make sure, absolutely certain, that that YouTube user has indeed got that prize. And if you want to get hold of me, you can either just drop me another comment on this video and just at me, or you can find me on Discord. I'm Jacksonitas on Discord as well. Alternatively, you can add me as a friend in-game. So my in-game name on this account is EfficiencyIsKey. So just add me as a friend and drop me a message in-game. Obviously, I will try and confirm that with you in any way that I can. So it would be ideal if you could contact me on YouTube first so that I can confirm that, and also confirm your in-game username. And then, yeah, we'll get that trade sorted out for you. But without further ado, guys, let's get into the video. Thanks again for everyone who participated in the giveaway. I'm sure we'll be doing more in the future for the various sub goals and various things that we hit along the way. So yeah, thanks once again, guys, for the huge amount of support you've shown the channel. And yeah, we'll be continuing forward as usual. Hey guys, welcome back to another Duviri max out video. Today, as per the request of someone in the comments, we are going to be focusing on Mirage Prime. Now, I have already done a fair bit with Mirage Prime. You can see I've actually got some Archon shards on her already, and I have put an Oricum reactor on. I haven't, however, done any formering or made any kind of build that would work for Steel Path Circuit. As you can see, it's just a very basic explosive Legion build that I currently have on, which is not what we're going to be using for Steel Path Circuit. I think primarily we'll probably focus on Hall of Mirrors and maybe Prism. I don't really know how this is going to pan out, to be honest, but yeah. We need to create a good build for her, so that's what we're going to do this episode. And then the weapons that I have chosen to go with her are the Phantasma Prime. I do not have a build yet for this weapon, but it can do a lot of damage at very high levels, so that's why we've gone with that. The Aksomati Prime, the reason I've gone with these, I don't know if they're actually Mirage's signature weapon or not. I can't remember. That might have just come to me, but I seem to be getting these a lot popping up as my recommended weapons in Steel Path Circuit, so I thought I'd just finally make a build for them and get it out of the way. And then for our melee, I'm going to go with the Telos Boltace. I actually really like the Telos Boltace, going back a while, like a long while, to when Syndicate weapons were first introduced. I really enjoyed using these, and yeah, that's why we're using that. But yeah, without further ado, guys, I think we'll just get straight into it and try and come up with an interesting Steel Path Circuit Mirage build. So I'll catch you guys in a second. Alright, guys, so we are finished with the ranking up. And I just want to point one thing out before we get into this. I didn't really think this through when I was doing it because previous episodes I hadn't done it. But Mirage did come up as an invigoration this week, and I did put it on her. So you can see here that I have plus 250% primary damage and plus 75% ability efficiency on my Mirage. But the build that I have gone with, hopefully, you know, it's gonna... The 250% primary damage, unfortunately, I can't really do much about, and it's going to depend largely on what weapons we get anyway, this build, so yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But the ability efficiency, I'm totally comfortable with not even having that extra 75%. It's just, you know, a bit of a bonus. So if we take a look here, we do have Prime Flow on, and also Endurance Drift to get our energy max up even more. And I'm not planning really on using my fourth ability on this build, and my duration is up way high at 278% right here. So there is basically no point in me having that much efficiency either way. So just so you guys are aware, you know, I don't want to make it seem like, oh, the invigoration's super overpowered. 100% efficiency on this build should be more than fine because, you know, this would only be 25 energy per cast. I've put on Chroma's Elemental Ward for our second ability. That's only going to be 50, and then obviously Eclipse, which is going to run for 70 seconds. We're only going to be using that every 70 seconds, if not, you know, less than that. That's going to be coming up very infrequently, and we're not going to be using much energy on it. And with the amount in our energy pool, it should be just fine. So I just want to clear that up right now. This build is again based around survivability and making use of the armor on the build to buff our strength from picking up the decrees that we want. So that's the idea again. For those of you who see me do it in previous videos, it does work pretty well, and you don't have to put so many strength mods on. In fact, right here, we don't have any strength mods on. It's mainly just geared towards duration. My strength has remained neutral. You can see there's an extra 40% on here. That's just because I kind of reordered these shards so that I have 40% ability strength from Crimson and then some casting speed as well. The reason for that is because I obviously use this build for, explosive legerdman as well. And I want that build to have some extra ability strength. That's always good. So they work on that as well. And we do get a bit of, extra strength on our abilities to begin with. So yeah, that's the build. Guardian Energize over here. Guardian for the extra armor, of course. And Energize for just making sure our energy pool stays nice and high. Adaptation, and then Hall of Malevolence to increase our damage from our 1, which is primarily where we're going to be getting our damage from. That and our 3rd. So yeah, all in all, should be pretty good. In terms of weaponry, we have gone for pretty much stat builds on all of these. This one does have crit on it, but obviously we got 14.5 multi-shot, so we're going to be hitting a critical hit on every shot because of, 3 at least critical hits. It is worth building critical hit for these things that have high multi-shot. Yeah, I don't think there's much else I could put on there really that'd be any better. And then we've got 260 mods on for the increased stat chance, along with Galvanized Savvy, Galvanized Hell, Vigil Armaments for even more multi-shot, and then Critical Deceleration, like I said. Sinister Reach on here as well for the increased beam length, as it is a beam weapon, the Phantasma. And I am going to leave it on Corrosive for this one, because I do want it to just completely strip armor. That's the plan. I could actually swap this out for Heat, maybe. But, yeah, I haven't decided yet. We'll see. I could just put on Incendiary Coat or something there instead, and get heat damage rather than the extra multi-shot. In fact, maybe let's try that. I don't know. Yeah, we'll go with that for now, because as the armor strips, we're going to be doing more heat damage. I think that'll be good. So yeah, we'll leave it like that for now, and then Vigil Armaments, obviously, you can sub in if that doesn't work out. And then, yeah, here we've got ourselves a similar build. I haven't gone with Galvanized Shot on this build. I've actually gone with 260-60s, and then we've obviously got Lethal Torrent, Galvanized Diffusion. I've got Anemic Agility just because I did want the extra fire rate on here. If you do put on Creeping Bullseye, you lose 20%, so I did want to just add some fire rate on, but if you wanted to put on Galvanized Shot instead, that's absolutely fine, up to you. Steady Hands on here, negative weapon recoil as well, kind of nice. And then our Boltace, a 4-former build here, so Blood Rush, Prime Pressure Point, Fever Strike, and then we got Voltaic Strike on for some extra status, as it does have a pretty high base status, the Boltace, so always good to go for that, but also, combine Blood Rush as well. Always good to get up to those red crits, orange and red crits. Very nice. And again, I'm going to leave this on Corrosive. Our primary damage here is going to be Puncture, which is good against armored targets anyway. If we can bring that armor down a bit, then the damage we deal is going to increase. So yeah, that's why we've done that. And yeah, all in all, pretty happy about these builds. But now we've got to sort out our fashion frame. So we'll do a quick cut here and see what we can come up with. Alright guys, here she is. So I've gone with, again, the same color scheme as I usually do. The white, red, orange and black. Seems to be quite good. I have made sure to keep our emissive as white because obviously we need that for our second ability, Elemental Ward. If I wasn't doing that, then obviously I would just go full orange to make it a bit more, contrasting, but it's fine as is. And then the skin we've gone for is the Mithra skin, another Tenno Gem one. I've also gone back to my fan favorite Dominus Cyandana. I do like this one a lot. And it does work quite well with the skin, I think, and just the general, pointiness of everything. And then in terms of our attachments, we have ourselves the Targus Prime shoulder plates, Atavis Prime knee plates, and then we also have the Katir Prime, or not Katir Prime, just Katir chest plate that we got from Barrow recently. So yeah, all in all, happy with how this one turned out. No ephemera on this one. I do need to start collecting ephemeras now. I am at the end game. I should be sort of doing that stuff, but it just takes a long time, and I'd rather focus on doing, the builds rather than the fashion frame. Just as long as my frame's good enough to get on with, then I am fine with that. But yeah, let's go ahead, guys, and test out some of our weapons, see how they do just against some normal Steel Path enemies, and then we will jump into the Steel Path circuit. Alright, guys, here we are. Let's try out our Phantasma Prime. Now, remember, we do have that 250% damage bonus from the helmet this week, so I'm not sure how this is going to go, but this damage should increase over time anyway. It's obviously going to be stripping armor, as you can see, down to a minimum. And the more enemies we kill, the more damage it will do. So yeah, not too shabby at all. Let's see about the Aksomati Prime. This is probably going to be a lot less damage, if we're being honest. But the armor strip, again, as you can see, it does bring it down quite a bit. We could go for more headshots, I guess. And the more enemies we kill, the faster this will be. But against these sort of normal Steel Path enemies, the ammo efficiency is probably not quite there for long-term use, I guess. But after this enemy, we'll be at kind of full damage for our split chamber. Still takes a little over a mag to one-shot enemies. And finally, our Boltace. Again, probably not going to do much good, but we can group enemies up with it. Yeah, you know, the damage isn't actually that bad. The health is coming down. And as we said before, you know, you can use your Stormfront to pull enemies together, which does help grouping them. You can stack up your combo counter much quicker. And unlike most of the melee weapons we do test here, these guys can actually wipe out every single enemy, thanks to that grouping mechanic. It's pretty good. So yeah, those are the weapons, guys. Obviously, with Mirage, we can use our abilities to deal some significantly increased damage. She is an excellent weapons platform, Mirage, so if we go ahead, we've only got 2 enemies here, and use our first ability alone, you can see there's a lot more kind of hitting the target. We can get effects on much quicker. We can use our Eclipse as well. And then we're really doing damage. So yeah. Hopefully this will be a good one, guys. But yeah, let's go and find out. Alright, guys. So I've got my Mirage here. And unfortunately, I have been given some really rather awful weapons. So I do have a shotgun. I can't remember what the shotgun's called, actually. It's Kulavo's one. The one that's not very good, in my opinion. But we'll work with it. Yeah, we started with Excavation here, so this could be a bit interesting. Not sure how smoothly this will go as a first round. Let's see if the Comac's any better. Oh yeah, the Comac's way better. Lots of lovely slash procs. But yeah, Excavation first is always pretty dreadful in terms of speed. I just need to go around and collect all the decrees, huh? I already have the multi-shot decree, by the way, in case you were wondering. My accuracy is complete garbage, but I do have a lot of multi-shot on my build. And of course, as usual, there are no cell carriers. So we're going to be looking for the strength decree from armor, and we'll also be looking for anything that's going to improve our weapon damage. That's kind of a biggie. Ah, there we go. Good. So yeah, I did get asked by someone, like in a previous episode, to show the first few rounds, but to be honest, these are going to take so long, you know, where these guys just take years to spawn in, that I'll just kind of skip to the later stage in this instance, because I'm going to run out of time otherwise. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in a second. Alright guys, so I'm actually still only in the tier 1 missions here. It's been very slow. And I am running out of time. I think this is the last one, though, in the rotation. And it's defense, so I thought I'd just show the gameplay here, because I'm probably going to have to leave after this one, which is a bit unfortunate. I'm very sad that I did not get the weapons that I wanted. But, you know, at the end of the day, there's not much we can do about that. Hopefully next time Mirage pops up, we'll be a bit luckier, though. Oh, good, it's in the middle. Right. Ah, perfect. So that's now maxed out. So at base, we have an additional 184%. If I activate my second That goes to 440%, which gives us 1,160 extra weapon damage. So that's quite nice. If only our weapons actually were good, then this would be a much easier mission. But at the same time, I can actually use my my fourth here. It does do quite a bit of damage still against these guys, as you can see. Oh, nearly died there. And yeah, I was going to say that as well. Despite having adaptation, it's still not the tankiest build. Even with Elemental Ward on as well, and our first ability, we are still able to, you know, get basically one-shot by most things. It would also be nice to maybe get like close contagion. That would be helpful. There we go. But it's not terrible. Let's put it that way. I'm not going down as much as some of the other frames that I've played. And the damage with, you know, what I consider to be very bad weaponry is also pretty good. Yeah, we're going to probably have to armor strip these guys though. There we go. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and activate that. 500% right there. 1,280% on our Eclipse. That's pretty good. So we'll just carry on here for a bit. I can use my Magus Anomaly to pull enemies in and then kind of bowling ball them with my ultimate. That's quite fun. I'll say one thing actually, the slash damage and the toxin damage that I'm putting out as well from headshots is pretty meaty. But yeah, I am having to use my operator a lot to stay alive. It's not the most hands-off approach build. Whoopsie. That wasn't smart of me. That definitely wasn't smart of me. Oh, I'm going to lose a life here. Unless I can get this guy. There we go. So my ultimate, oh goodness. My fourth ability cleared out the enemies there before I could actually get a kill with my operator. So I struggled to get back up. But to be honest, this isn't the slowest interception. This isn't the slowest defense mission that I've done, really. Particularly for the level we're at. Not too bad at all. Let's go ahead and redo all our buffs right here. Throw this out. Yeah, the extra strength, the 500% ability strength on my fourth. It is pretty lethal. Oh, nearly died again. And yeah, as long as it stays like close to the ground, it melts, which is brilliant. I mean, you know, my weapons, like I said, aren't really doing a whole lot, so having something that can actually wipe enemies out is very nice. Oh goodness, but yeah, we are going down a fair bit. It is tricky to make Mirage tanky. We're nearly there. And there we go. Not too bad at all for a defense mission. Yeah, back to excavation. So I'm actually going to get out there. I do not have time to do that. And I'll catch you guys back in the orbiter. So there we have it, guys. A bit unfortunate we didn't get our hands on some very good weapons to pair up with our Mirage, but you know, at the end of the day, she was still actually pretty good. Tankiness not so great, but again, I think that would be offset if you did have the weapons to go with her. And yeah, we managed to get up to that 500% ability strength cap very easily after using Chroma's Elemental Ward with a lovely 1,280% extra damage on our weaponry, and also, you know, the 90 or 95% evasion as well if we're in a dark spot, which is always nice. But yeah, still very squishy. Might need some work on that. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you want to suggest frames for future episodes, then do leave those down below in the comments. And yeah, I'll try them out. But otherwise, leave a like, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one, guys. I'll see you later.